Juicy news regarding Battlefield 6. I was actually able to attend the presentation where the complete 2026 roadmap for Battlefield 6 was revealed. So a huge thanks to the EA Creator Network for having me. The focus was primarily on upcoming maps, but also features and work in progress stuff. I don't want to keep you in suspense for too long, so let's dive in with Season 3. First, what most people care about, the maps. We're getting 2 maps in Season 3. They are both old acquaintances, and I think some people are going to be rubbing their hands in excitement when they hear this. Golmud Railway. The original version is from Battlefield 4, and it's a massive map. They said it's 4 times the size of Myrak Valley, so there's plenty of room for all-out warfare. This means helis, jets, tanks, and of course, infantry. It's been significantly adjusted for Battlefield 6. The entire middle strip with a small village from the original, I hope you remember that, has been considerably expanded. It looks very tasty. Finally, we're getting a truly large Battlefield map. Cairo Bazaar is also coming in Season 3. You can probably guess what this is based on. Yeah, you're right, Grand Bazaar. It's more of an urban map, but it still features vehicles. Originally, there were like tanks and transport vehicles and stuff. You know this one. Tight alleys, a big road around the block. Grand Bazaar is back in Season 3. What else is in Season 3? Battle Royale solos. Highly anticipated, already tested, and it will become a permanent fixture. Ranked play and leaderboards. Specifically for Battle Royale, though only in quads right now, so you can grind through the ranks as much as you want. This is also planned for multiplayer eventually and will come later. New weapons and modes. That was not truly specified, but we know this from other seasons how that goes. And that's the gist of Season 3. Season 3 starts around May and Season 4 follows in July. And here it gets really spicy. The big flagship feature of Season 4 is naval warfare. We're actually getting that in Battlefield 6. Sea battles are returning, and honestly, it's a bit surprising that they're actually going through with it, but it's exactly what the community wanted. But off to the next map we're getting. Wake Island. Yeah, another old friend reimagined for BF6. It's an iconic map that's been in so many titles. The latest iteration was in Battlefield 5, but it has been in many titles throughout Battlefield history. It's a little concerning though that they are reimagining so many old maps and not really bring some new ones. Although here, the next one, it's a new one and it's called Tsuru Reef. It's Tsuru. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. This is set to be the largest Battlefield 6 map to date, and it has a Pacific naval combat vibe and looks very promising if you ask me. While we are talking about the naval warfare thing, there's a new system. It's called Dynamic Wave System. The waves aren't always the same height. Sometimes the sea is calm, sometimes it's raging. Battlefield 4 players might remember hiding their boats behind a mountain of waves, so to speak. This creates entirely new tactical flanking possibilities, like we had back then. Very exciting. And of course, there are boats. Yeah. Naval warfare without boats wouldn't be... Yeah, anyway. The fleet. We're getting a functional aircraft carrier that you can actually take off from. That's like we had in Battlefield 5, if you remember in the Pacific Theater. I don't think you can drive the aircraft carrier, but that would be sick though. But you can't, I guess. There will also be landing boats and an attack boat for some serious firepower at sea. Some features are also added, like custom lobbies and a spectator mode are finally arriving in Season 4. Season 5 coming in autumn. No specific month was mentioned here. A little bit concerning. Maybe they don't know yet when to start it. I hope that's not the case. But we don't know much about that yet, except that there will be 3 maps for the holiday season. So 2 in the previous, in Season 3 and 4, and 3 new maps in Season 5. There's one hint. They showed one ominous image that gave me serious Dawnbreaker vibes. You know, the map from Night Operations? Neon lights, a dark city, reminds me of that map. Or maybe even a new version of Siege of Shanghai, a little bit darker, with bad weather. Let me know in the comments what you see in that image. Maybe you have another idea. Oh, I almost forgot. They've decided to rework New Sobek City and Blackwell Fields. And this is good news, I think. The community wasn't fully satisfied with them, obviously, so they are pulling a kind of 2042 move and giving them a complete overhaul. Personally, I really agree. They weren't the, let's say, strongest maps in the game. Now for the stuff planned for the rest of the year. Some features that we are missing and some features you didn't even think about, I guess. First, we got proximity chat. Yeah, you'll be able to trash talk to each other in multiplayer depending on how close you are. Very cool and annoying at the same time. Platoons, a staple for community building as it always was in Battlefield 6, finally returning this year. And the next one is a big one. Server browser. Yeah, the word you didn't expect to hear in Battlefield 6. A real server browser is coming this year along with persistent servers. This means an actual map rotation. I'll just let that sink in. And I think it's a massive win, obviously. People wanted this from day one for obvious reasons. We also get multiplayer leaderboards, though that's more of a side note for me personally, but it's nice to have that. And of course, they are going to continue working on combat tuning, like netcode and how the combat turns out, soldier visibility, and obviously the matchmaking. Although I think a lot of matchmaking problems or balancing actually will be solved with persistent servers, because I guess it's mathematically and algorithmically, if that's even a word, easier, because you don't have to rebuild the lobbies from scratch every time there's a new match or a new round. Oh, I almost forgot, competitive gameplay is also making a return. The Elite series and Open series aren't dead. They were sidelined for a bit, but the work continues. Although, yeah, you know, competitive and Battlefield, they tried it often in Battlefield 1, the last time, this incursions mode. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it works this time. What I really love about this whole thing is the transparency of this roadmap. They had communications like this in the beta, but after that they were pretty silent and not that transparent. That is a really good move, and I hope they can hold up to the promises. I'm hyped for the new maps, obviously, especially the Season 4 Naval Warfare. It's a fresh kick for the game. Solos in BR will be a completely different beast than squads. I'm really looking forward to that. And the server browser, of course, it's a must-have, and I'm really glad they're bringing it back. What are you most excited for? Is it the maps, the waves, or just the fact that we can finally browse for servers when all of that gets into the game, of course? Let me know below. Check out this other video if you're interested, and click here to subscribe so you don't have to rely on the algorithm flushing me into your timeline. And of course, I'll see you on the battlefield. Bye!